We are ready. Okay. So good evening.
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Richard. Good evening, Yash. So, as I spoke to you over the telephone, this is a university project on senior housing in India.
Yep.
So, I think you are in the realtor business for long.
Yep.
So, how long you are in the realtor business?
In here, in Canada,
in
I was
Canada.
doing it since 2007, so 8 years.
Yeah. And how long you are in realtor business in India?
Actually, to be very brief, in India there is no controlled licensing for the real estate business. But I was doing my own thing, buying, selling properties.
So, are there any available statistics on the demand and supply side of senior housing in India?
In India, I don't think so. There is an established data out there, but there is a lot of demand right now coming in because the aging population of the developing countries and the underdeveloped, and I think as far as my knowledge is, by another 30 years down the road, there will be more aging population everywhere.
What is the social stigma on senior housing? People often say that in India, because people like to live together in joint families.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
It's not a stigma. It is kind of, a feeling of abandonment. If somebody, some parents or aging people, they go to a senior housing, and then the people would say to their kids or their relatives, oh, why you leave them there? If they even go by their own choice. And again, the seniors or aging people, they have a kind of a feeling they want to have their last breath where they were born in the house or where they lived. So it's a kind of a notion.
But it's changing, like
It is.
People are
It is, but in the big cities,
okay.
not in the rural parts
Okay.
or everywhere.
So which companies are now working for senior?
I think the biggest company is Tata. They are coming in, and then some Ashiana Project Housing and some other developers like Koval Housing, they are doing that stuff in there. And then some US companies are also going to participate in there as their investors.
So you have an idea what is the size of this senior housing in India, say in $1 billion?
I don't think there is any data available on that, but it's coming. They'll be doing those statistic data calculation.
And as we know that India is a very big country with a lot of difference from one portion to another. So to start with, which provinces you think are better to start?
I think the provinces who are more literally forward or the education-wise, they are southern provinces.
Okay.
Say like Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, Hyderabad, the southern provinces. They are more because people are more educated and then they know the concept.
And say what is are you thinking of doing some realtor business in India as well?
If the chances are there, if any investor goes in or any opportunity comes in there, definitely why would not?
So from the perspective of this country, say Canadian, what is the prospect of the Canadian investors?
I would tell you one thing. It was a very interesting thing. Canadian Pension Plan, CPP, they have hired an asset management company for property management in India.
Oh.
They are putting in $1.2 billion, firstly, and then they would say they might come up with something like that also, if they have the kind of, because they think that property management is a big chunk sector that is untouched in India. So property management, when it comes to it, might come into the senior housing management as well. So the Canadian Pension Plan, they have hired an asset manager there in India.
So you think the political environment and social environment is now good for Canadian investment?
Definitely, with the new government that came in, in Gujarat, our new Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he did a lot of development like that with the overseas, because a lot of Gujaratis are in US, settled in US, so he knows that, and then opportunity might come up like that.
So you say that there is promising, the
It
field
is
promising.
It is.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
you.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Thanks.